Low River Landing. When I was a pastor in Texas, our church sponsored a Spanish-speaking congregation. It was filled with immigrants from Mexico and Central America. They were lovely, compassionate people who loved to gather and eat. I'm sorry that most of you don't have access to authentic Mexican food. I mean, Tex-Mex isn't bad, but the real thing is a fresh wonderland for the palate. The pastor of that church was a gracious servant of God who loved and cared for his flock. He was born in Mexico but was a U.S. citizen and a seminary graduate. His church drew in people from a wide range of traditions, from Catholic to charismatic and not religious at all. I observed how devout his parishioners were. I mean, if they weren't working or sick, they showed up every Sunday. He said it helps that the Son of God has a familiar name. Not Jacob or John, but Hey-Soos. I mean, they really relate to Hey-Soos. Yeah, that's a name they could connect to as Spanish speakers, I replied. His response surprised me. See, and they can relate to many other biblical characters that were Latino. Really, I said? Who do you mean? He replied, well, Moses, for instance. Moses, I said, trying not to laugh. He didn't miss a beat. Think about it. Look how many people he got safely across that river into the promised land. We've been following that model for centuries. Okay, I see your point, but I'm not sure Moses was Mexican. He was in spirit, my pastor friend said. He wanted his people to be free. He sacrificed his security, his comfort, in order to lead them. I take your point, but how did Moses become that kind of leader? He said, well, that burning bush got his attention, but that wasn't enough. He had a pretty good life before that. He had to let all of that go. Let go of his security and comfort in order to fulfill his destiny. That's the most difficult thing for a leader to do. They usually want to acquire more and more power, knowledge, and wealth, but that doesn't work. They can't lead unless they let go. They can't serve God unless they let go. That's why they're so hard to find. In this Wellness Week, my friends, I hope you discover that the most significant step toward the life of blessing is letting go. Have a blessed week, my friends.